Section 1. The mask we wear. What is surface acting? Surface acting is when a person shows the expected emotion at work but does not feel it. It is like wearing a mask to get through the day. A manager might put on a bright smile during a team meeting. Split screen, stressed face versus smiling public-facing face. They might use a calm and reassuring tone with an employee, all while feeling frustrated or worried about a project's failure. This act of performing an unfelt emotion is a common strategy in professional life. Many believe it is a necessary part of maintaining morale. Many believe it is a necessary part of projecting strength, a tool to keep the team steady and focused. This performance is often seen as a professional skill. We are told to fake it till you make it. Leaders feel a deep responsibility to be the calm center of the storm. They want to protect their teams from organizational stress. They want to appear composed and in control to inspire confidence. The company culture itself may demand a relentlessly positive attitude, where any show of negative emotion is viewed as weakness or unprofessionalism. So, the manager learns to suppress their true feelings. They push down the anxiety, they push down the disappointment, they push down the fatigue, and display only the approved, positive emotion. This seems helpful in the moment, but this emotional labor is not free. It comes at a significant cost. Every time a leader forces a smile or feigns enthusiasm, they use up a finite reserve of mental and emotional energy. Think of it like a battery. Each act of surface acting drains a small amount of power. A single instance is manageable, but doing it repeatedly, day after day, week after week, leads to a slow and steady depletion. This invisible effort is an underestimated driver of burnout in modern leadership. It creates problems that extend far beyond the individual leader. Surface acting creates a gap between our inner state and our outer expression. This dissonance is inherently stressful. It requires constant self-monitoring and self-control. The leader has to actively manage their facial expressions. The leader has to actively manage their tone of voice. The leader has to actively manage their body language. To ensure the mask does not slip, this constant vigilance prevents them from being fully present in their interactions. Instead of genuinely listening or engaging, a part of their brain is always dedicated to maintaining the performance. This is why the fake smile that seems so harmless can slowly burn out even the most dedicated teams and their leaders. Section 2. The leader's hidden toll. How faking it drains your energy. The first and most direct harm of surface acting is profound emotional exhaustion. The continuous effort required to suppress genuine feelings and to perform desired ones is mentally taxing. A leader must constantly police their own reactions. They stop themselves from sighing in a frustrating meeting. They force a look of interest when they are bored. They project optimism when they feel deep concern. This constant self-regulation is hard work. Over time, this sustained effort drains the leader's emotional reserves, leaving them feeling chronically tired, cynical, detached from their role. This is the very core of burnout. This emotional labor also leads to diminished focus and cognitive function. Our capacity for self-control is a limited resource. When leaders spend that resource on managing their emotional expressions, they have less available for other critical tasks. Their ability to concentrate on complex problems suffers. Decision-making becomes slower and less effective. Creativity and strategic thinking are hampered. A leader busy faking calm during a crisis has less cognitive power left to actually solve it. They may miss important details or make poor judgment calls. Surface acting erodes a leader's authenticity and personal integrity. People are good at sensing when someone is not being genuine. A forced smile often feels different from a real one. An insincere word can fall flat. When team members sense inauthenticity, it creates distance. They may question the leader's sincerity. This damages the psychological safety a team needs. The leader can feel like an imposter, creating conflict between their value for honesty and their actions. This dissonance significantly increases stress and anxiety. Hiding true feelings while pretending is inherently stressful. It can manifest physically and psychologically. Leaders who surface act may experience more tension, poor sleep, a decline in overall well-being. The pressure to always be on can lead to chronic anxiety. They worry about the mask slipping and their true feelings being exposed, adding another layer of stress. This cycle quietly damages a leader's health over the long term. Section 3. The ripple effect: organizational damage from inauthenticity. When leaders consistently engage in surface acting, the damage extends far beyond their personal well-being. The first casualty for the organization is trust. Trust is the foundation of any high-performing team. It is built on authenticity and reliability. When employees feel their leader is putting on a performance, they start to doubt their sincerity. If the boss's smile seems fake, what else might be fake? Are their promises real? Is their praise genuine? This erosion of trust makes people hesitant to be vulnerable, hesitant to share difficult news, hesitant to fully commit. The team dynamic becomes more transactional and less collaborative. Secondly, surface acting destroys psychological safety. Psychological safety is the belief it's safe to take interpersonal risks, admitting a mistake, proposing a wild idea. If the leader hides true feelings, the team learns emotional honesty isn't safe. Employees mimic the leader. They hide concerns, they hide struggles, they hide disagreements. A culture of silence forms. Problems fester beneath false harmony. Innovation dies in such an environment because true innovation needs courage to challenge the status quo and to risk failure. Third, lack of authenticity hits employee engagement. An emotionally exhausted, detached leader cannot inspire or motivate the team. Engagement isn't just completing tasks, it's feeling connected to the work, the team, the organization's mission. Inauthentic leaders create disconnection. Feigned enthusiasm fails to energize. Team morale declines. People care less. They do the bare minimum. This causes lower productivity, higher absenteeism, and increased turnover as top people leave. Fourth, customer service quality and external interactions decline. Frontline staff look to leaders for cues. If they see faked positivity, they learn authentic connection isn't a priority. Burnout spreads from leader to team. An exhausted workforce can't deliver empathetic service. Customers sense forced or scripted interactions. This damages brand and reputation. The promise of excellent service rings hollow. The problem of surface acting is widespread, but it is not unsolvable. The solutions begin with awareness and small, intentional shifts in behavior. The first step for any leader is simply to notice. Pay attention to those moments when you feel a disconnect between your internal state and your outward expression. Ask yourself, why am I forcing this smile right now? What am I afraid would happen if I showed a more genuine emotion? Simply acknowledging the act of faking it is a powerful first move. It brings an unconscious habit into conscious thought where it can be examined and changed. Next, leaders can make space for emotional honesty without oversharing. You don't need to unload all your personal anxieties on your team. Be authentic in a professional way. Instead of saying, "Everything is great," when it is not, try something more truthful but still composed. This is a challenging project, and I'm feeling the pressure, but I'm confident we can navigate it together. That's honest and reassuring. It models that acknowledging difficulty builds trust and respects your team's intelligence. Build team routines that normalize authentic check-ins. Start meetings with, "What's on your mind today? What's one success and one challenge from this week?" Create a safe, consistent space where people can say, "I'm a little overwhelmed," or "I'm struggling with this task." When the leader goes first and shares something real, others get permission to do the same. This small ritual can transform culture from performance to genuine support and collaboration. Finally, leaders should learn and teach better emotion regulation skills. Surface acting is a crude form of regulation. A better skill is cognitive reappraisal, reframing. Instead of faking a positive feeling, change the thought causing the negative feeling. For example, instead of seeing a difficult employee conversation as confrontation, reframe it as an opportunity to help someone grow. That perspective shift can change emotion and make authentic behavior easier. Provide training on these skills so everyone can move beyond faking it. In the end, surface acting is a tempting shortcut with devastating long-term consequences. It is the fake smile that slowly wears down a leader's energy, focus, spirit. It is the calm tone that masks a growing anxiety, making a leader feel more like an actor than a genuine guide. This performance might feel necessary in the moment, a way to project strength and maintain order. But over time, it silently drains the very resources a leader needs most: emotional stamina, mental clarity, authenticity, capacity to handle stress. The mask of control becomes a heavy burden. The damage does not stop with the leader. It ripples outward, poisoning the organizational culture. It erodes the trust that glues teams together. It stifles the psychological safety required for honesty and innovation. It deflates employee engagement, leaving a workforce that is disconnected and uninspired. Ultimately, it even degrades the quality of service that reaches your customers. The fake smile, intended to create a positive image, eventually ensures a negative reality for everyone. The organization pays a high price for this collective performance of inauthenticity, often in ways it cannot easily measure until it is too late. However, this is a problem you can begin to solve today. The fix does not require a massive budget or a complex corporate initiative. It starts with a simple, personal choice to be a little more real. It begins with noticing when you are faking it and asking why. It grows by sharing a moment of honest reflection with your team. It is reinforced by creating small rituals where genuine feelings are welcomed, not hidden. It is about choosing to reframe a difficult situation instead of just masking your frustration. These are not grand gestures, but small, consistent acts of authentic leadership. Your role as a leader is not to be a perfect, unflappable hero. It is to be a human being guiding other human beings. Your team needs your realness more than your performance. This week, I challenge you to try one small change. Find one moment where you would normally force a smile or a positive spin and choose honesty instead. Acknowledge the pressure. Admit you do not have all the answers. Show your genuine commitment. Take off the mask, even for a moment. You may be surprised by the strength and connection you find on the other side.